Hey guys, what is up? Today we are taking a look at an old, super heavy relic, and it's not super heavy. It weighs like less than a Vulcan probably, but this is the Boomco 72, and it is an old blaster, and it is an underappreciated blaster. It's slightly phallic looking, and we love it for that. It's an amazing piece of engineering that was super ahead of its time and doesn't get enough credit for what it was able to do, but the Boomco darts are something I also want to talk about. I remember back in the old days when I was at my very first Nerf war, I had, super basic stuff, some Rival stuff. Actually, Rival wasn't out at the time, but my first, adult nerfing Nerf war, there was this one guy that had a slightly modded Boomco pistol, and he just sat in the corner all day, just getting snipe kill after snipe kill, because nobody could reach him because he was outdistancing us with all of his darts, due to the Boomco darts just being so accurate and just so well performing. And the Boomco darts aren't, foam darts. They're plastic actually, and they are like straws essentially, and that makes them super durable. And they have these little rubber heads. They don't really hurt that much to get hit by, and they are overall just a really cool ammo type from kind of back in the day, and they are unfortunately discontinued, but the dart blasters and darts are still pretty easy to get. This is the 72. We're going to start up front and move all the way to the back with this absolute masterpiece of a masterclass blaster. And up front, there's no orange tip. A lot of the Boomco blasters did not feature an orange tip. Instead, they relied on their very interesting color schemes. We got a lot of blues, a lot of reds, a lot of, I don't know, this doesn't really look like a real firearm, but, that's always an interesting thing that people never seem to realize, is that there is actually no orange tip on a lot of the Boomco blasters, and that is rare for this hobby. Rails. It's got Boomco rails, which can take all the Boomco attachments. There are a lot of really cool ones on the bottom, top again, and bottom again. It also has a sling point up front and this really, really comfortable VFG, which I wish came off, but it doesn't. It kind of looks like it might. Do you want to sit on me? Is this what you want? Go ahead. Okay. Alright. Good talk. Moving back, lost my train of thought, there is a handle actually back here, which is really convenient because this is a heavy blaster, and if you're using this for HVZ, which is something that is really good for, you're going to want to be carrying it like this for most of the day, because it gets heavy, especially with all the batteries that this has. Now, this has two massive drums, and they come off actually, each one holding 31 darts. They're a little bit tricky to get out, but they do in fact come out. There we go. And they have some really, really, really cool mechanisms behind them and how they work and stuff like that. But I want to talk about the insides and how this works. This is a flywheel blaster, and it has two sets of flywheels. So it's got a pair right next to each other right up front here. And I'm pretty sure that's on one motor drive, but they're powerful motors. These don't use like the typical Nerf style motors that we have. And it has two little wheels right here. I'll come up nice and close so y'all can see that. It's got two little wheels right there, and those little rubber wheels are what spin the dart. They're pusher wheels. They push the dart into the flywheels, and that's very ahead of its time. We've recently seen stuff like this on the Matrix Fire and a couple other blasters just like that. And I'm missing my piercing, and I keep being like, where's my piercing? But we've seen some Matrix Fire stuff that has that, and it's new old technology, and they're applying it, and the Matrix Fire has a crazy rate of fire. Hi. And so can this if you mod it. Now, full auto and semi-auto can be activated by switching the switch back and forth, and that's also something really, really, really cool. Full auto's a good speed, a good average speed for something like this, faster than anything else on the market at the time, probably in stock form. But it was really good and super underappreciated. And then semi-auto is also just really, really, really good. One dart at a time, 72 shots. And if you can make those shots, you won't have to reload for a long time. Speaking of reloading, this thing takes notoriously long to reload simply because of how many shots you have. It's a lot, and reloading it can sometimes also be a lot as well. Now, it's super hard to get these things back on. Am I doing this the right way? Like that, yeah. It's not really like a viable thing to be like, oh, I can switch out my drums like mid-war. Like, you're gonna be fiddling with this. And there you go. Alright, back in there. Now, moving back again, we have the switch. I've mentioned this a couple times. It's only on one side. And on this side, there's like motors and shit and like all kinds of heavier things. So it's like, it's not 100% symmetrical. As you can see right here, there are motors on this side. But the trigger and trigger guard and hand guard and grip are all actually really comfortable. Boomco hasn't always had the most comfortable or biggest grips, but this one's pretty good and it fits my hand, which is a medium-sized hand, okay. It's not super comfortable, it's a little small in my opinion, but it's not abysmal, it's not terrible, and it feels alright. I wish it was a little bit bigger because this is like a big hefty blaster, and like I find myself kind of resting the blaster right here on the top of my hand a lot, but that's okay. Like, whatever, nobody uses Boomco, who cares? This grip guard reminds me a lot of the Caliburn grip guards. They are, you know, kind of unanimous for this angular shape, and the rev trigger is nice and big and flat. Hi, Lydia. This is her butt, right here. This is her tush right here. And then nice big and flat trigger, like the flattest, biggest trigger ever. It's huge. I'm not gonna be able to show you how big it is, but it is like, it's like that wide, which is really wide for a trigger. It feels really good in your hand, and it really lets you, you know, control your shots. Now, this is semi-auto. You can see I am just pulling the trigger one time, and now this is full auto, which I think is really, really cool because it just spins. There's no mechanical, well, it is mechanical, but it just spins. It just spins. It's nice. It's a cool motion. You're going to be laying down a cloud of darts in front of you, and that's really cool. It has this thing, which is supposed to be a stock, but no, it can't be. Like, come on. What is this? This is ridiculous. And I'm going to break my wrist using it like that. But besides that, you can't pick these up anymore. You can thrift them and you can find them online. I'll be probably selling this one online. You should get one if you're into Boomco and if you can find the darts. They're really cool. They're not super common, especially with like all the completing parts and everything and in working condition. And they're getting harder and harder to find, which is unfortunate. But it's a super cool blaster. It's a piece of history, and you should definitely get one if you're a Boomco fan, because they are just an absolute blast to use in their stock form. They're an absolute blast to use modified. They can, you know, really, really, really deliver some high rate of fire, heavy coverage with its 72 darts, and it's just overall really, really fun piece of Nerf memorabilia. So definitely check out one of these if you can find one. Definitely pick it up. They have a pretty good resale value, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, tell me if you think that I should paint this up and mod it, or if I should just maybe move on to a different blaster, different foam style blaster instead. Leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching from me and Lydia, who is right here. She's sleeping. Thanks for watching, guys.